Okay. So yeah, we can like start like this. What did you eat today? It's like very easy.
Oh god.
Nice
Okay,
start.
literally what I ate today, I woke up, had a bowl of cereal, and specifically Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the best cereal ever. And then I wasn't feeling like eating dinner, but then like I just had like a snack and it was like some like tortilla chips. And that was pretty good. But then literally my mom made whatchamacallit, like chicken salad. But I just wasn't like, literally I had the chips and then I wasn't even like hungry after that. But as we're recording this, it's still like a little past 3. So it's not even like dinner time yet. But yeah, that's a super American like meal like diet right there.
Yes, it's well, it's very, very nice that it was homemade, apart from a cereal thing, and it also represents some Mexican culture. Tortillas, Mexican, I think they are.
Yes, Hispanic.
Yeah?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Which is also like a part of what we could see if we like travel to different parts of America. But for me, I didn't eat anything that would be like a hint for you to figure out that I'm Russian. So I had only 2 meals and 1 snack today, even though right now it's almost 10 p.m. And for my breakfast, I ate mashed potatoes and meat with cucumbers. And later I had a snack, which was popcorn. I really love cheddar cheese popcorn, which sounds very American. And then like my last meal was a sandwich with some crab sticks, cheese, and yeah, all like fried. Not the healthiest option, but it was quick. And I'm also eating some strawberries.
First of all, that sounds like really good. Like mashed potatoes for breakfast and then some meat. And you said cucumbers. So that literally sounds so good. And it's a lot healthier than what I had. Oh my gosh. But yeah. And literally I always, when you said cheddar, like I know you were studying the like British pronunciation versus the American pronunciation. So I was like trying to listen if you're going to say like cheddar or like cheddar, like the hard R. But yeah, I think cheddar, pretty sure. Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I guess I'm going to take your word for it that cheddar is pretty American.
Yeah, those jumbo sizes that I don't know like the exact year when popcorn came like to the markets, but what people used to call a big sized popcorn is now something that is like small popcorn, another portion of it. So yeah, obviously it's marketing and people are just very addicted to it. But let me tell you something like a cultural thing, and I wonder if it's the same in America. So whenever Russians go to the movies, well, of course they can buy something right there before entering like this room with a big screen, like to watch a movie. So they can buy nachos, maybe peanuts and popcorn. But it's not a secret for anyone that this food is very expensive right there, and many people just bring it with them from home. They hide it in backpacks, or maybe they go to our Russian McDonald's, вкусная точка, and they buy a wrap, chicken wrap, and they again hide it, and they go to watch the movie, and they start eating it like straight away. Ending up like paying a little less money. So yeah, I was wondering if that's okay, if that's a thing to do in America, because I understand that it's kind of illegal and probably I shouldn't be talking about this right now, but everyone literally is doing this. This is the right style.
There are like people that like collect your tickets. So I guess like they're the ones that check. But also that, I mean, I think America is like king when it comes to like variety and like options, because we have like so much stuff. Like I don't even know if you have this in Russia, but we also have like some theaters have like an arcade going on like before the movie, like not necessarily before the movie even starts, but like in the lobby, like you can like play arcades and like arcade games, and yeah, like everything in the theater food wise is like super expensive. And I actually, yeah, I don't think you're able to like take anything like into like the movie theater, like outside from it, or like if it originated from like outside. So yeah, but do you guys in Russia, like when you go to like the movie theaters, do you actually have like all those like arcade options like we do when we go to the theater?
To some extent, yes, depends on the movie theater, but what you would see is this sort of machines that have toys inside, and they have this little
crane
hand.
games.
Yes, we have those, and sometimes they are a little bit more adult style because they do this with different devices and gadgets. You should pay a bit more for these ones, and sometimes like for kids, you can find a little spaceship and like pay for your kid to use it before going to the movies. But it's not a big thing, so it's just it's not really popular, I think. And the only time I went to like a really big space where there were many arcade games, it was on my graduation party. We went like to a hall where there was a stage and nearby many rooms with like different video games and stuff, and like something which would be for you to play as if you were like a dancer, using this sort of carpet with different arrows and buttons. So whenever I see it in American TV shows, any references, it looks very bright and very lively, and you just want to go there. Same goes for like roller skating, right?
Oh my gosh,
like
that reminds me when you were bringing up like those arcade games and stuff that when I was like younger, like a teenager, I was with a group of friends, and like I guess we were with like some chaperones, and the chaperones gave us like some money or some tickets to like put into like the crane games or like any game. But I remember there was one crane game and it was filled with Pikachus, and I really wanted the Pikachu. And so like everyone was like following me, and we were literally like trying to get the Pikachu. And I convinced everyone to like spend all their money to try to get the Pikachu, and we literally didn't get it in the end. And then we just wasted all our money on the crane games, and we didn't even do like any other arcade games.
I can't believe it because you're so rational right now. You are so financially literate.
Well, I am spontaneous too, because it's like I kept on saying like I want the Pikachu. Like it was so cute. It was like a Pikachu plushie, and it was like so I'm gonna use the term adorable because that's what it was. It was so cute. It was so adorable. It was just oh my gosh. It was so good. But yeah.
That's wonderful. Would you do this if you had like your child asking you to play this game and try to win something with them? Would you do it? How would you limit it? Mm-hmm. Like, oh, let's try it 3 times max.
I would think if I had a kid, I would, because I do think that there should be like a balance between like the rational and more like the emotional too. Cause like, I know we're going to have like emotional, spontaneous moments. And so I think like, it should be maybe like split up like 50-50. Like, okay, like I'll give you some money to like splurge on. Cause that's what I do when like I go on trips and stuff. Like I make sure to like save a lot of money. And when I go on the trip, I don't worry about the budget because that's my time to like splurge, because like that's like I don't want the stress of like having to worry about like a budget or stuff like that. So if like I had a kid, then like, yeah, part of the money would be like just to splurge. But then others would be like, oh, like maybe you should try out like another game if you like want to. And like just to see what it's like if they're like still exploring, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Or maybe I would do something similar or give them options so that they would kind of find it maybe less interesting to keep doing the same game even without their reward or result. We would just go somewhere and eat ice cream. Or like my mother did. I really loved different dolls, as any girl probably did. And I really loved getting them, especially every single time when we went to travel somewhere. It didn't depend on the country, but as soon as we got to the airport, we went to look for a new doll for me, like a Barbie doll, a Bratz doll, and from each trip I got a doll. And once, I just asked for a doll when we were staying in Russia. I don't remember why. My mom said like, oh, another doll. Why, would you want this one? Let's do something cooler. And then she offered me to go and get my ears pierced. And I was like, yes, it sounds so fun. And yeah, that's how I got my ears pierced. I don't even know if it didn't happen, like if I would just at some point have this desire. But yeah, like I would even say that some girls of my age, they wear these accessories that are without, you don't have to have any holes in your ears to wear them. I'm not sure what they are called in Russian even, actually, but maybe you get what I mean. So that's quite interesting to see how parents, and this is also about parenting style, right? How they find these buttons to press and to do something that their kid actually doesn't end up regretting, because I really love the experience. And right now, I don't know where some of my dolls are, but I have my ears pierced, which is amazing because I'm happy about it. I just think that it's a nice way to show your individuality. If you can wear something.
There's
some
2
earrings.
points that I want to, I guess, point out or ask. The first one is when you were buying the dolls, was it like a souvenir, or was it just was it more of an interest of the dolls thing, or was it like a souvenir, like memorabilia thing?
I would say that probably the first thing, just like buying the doll because I loved them and I wanted a collection of dolls. I wouldn't be able to recall where each doll was from. So I don't know. I don't know the country. I don't know the price.
When you go to, I guess different places, I think, do you value more so the let's say buying something, or I know because some people are saying do you value the experience more? Because it's you can pay for the experience or you can pay for an object of something, or what's your opinion on that?
That's a good question. I think that it's one of those things that people get asked when they are taking part in a survey. For example, recently I was conducting a survey to find out what are the most important things that youngsters pay money on. And I was doing the research inside of my group among my fellow students. And many of them, I think actually everyone, 100%, said that they spend their money on experience and feelings, emotions. Also, I think that's because they're young and they don't have to, just try to find ways to save up for something big. Like even if they want a car, right now if they are super young, they don't necessarily have a job, or maybe they do, it's a part-time job. So, they can ask for help and go to their parents and stuff. And for me, but it's not really my daily life, but coming back to your question, because you asked about trips. During trips, I think that for me, the experience matters more, because during this experience, I can also take pictures and videos, which are for free most of the times. And I can meet new people. I can be there with cool people. Like right now, I recall some moments from me going to karaoke. Yes, I paid for this, but I don't have anything physical that reminds me of that. Apart from the pictures, right? That I can get printed out. So it would be nice to get something cute from this very travel, maybe a fridge magnet, or even something like you said, a rock. I have sand that I collected on Tunisian beaches, and I brought it to Russia and I put it in a jar. So it's like a little time capsule for me. And the most important thing is still what I felt there and what happened to me there, because this is how we live our life. And here, if I stay in my country, I feel like I'm kind of limited in those things, because there are so many activities. Yes, I can go and pay for them, and it just doesn't hit the spot because I know that I'm still in my comfort zone. I'm still using my currency. I'm using my language to find those experiences. And for me, the whole like idea, the whole quest, to find something new to do when I travel is more important. So what about you? Would you agree like with any of these
I would
points that I made?
definitely.
Especially about like being unable to do this. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting. Yeah. So especially about not being able to do this where you actually stay and where you are
Well, I was going to
permanently.
say like I remember like a couple of years ago, I think maybe like last year or 2 years ago, I was watching the news and like they were talking about a survey and they said that like it agreed with you in the sense that like a lot of like Gen Z and I guess like people our age are like spending their money on like experience rather than like the objects when they go to like trips and stuff or just like that they value like the experience over the objects. And I think there was another point that was like, I think there was a trend where like people our age were like, I think they called it like doom spending. I don't know if you heard of it, but like it was like, where people were like, okay, well, the world is going to end and I am not going to be able to like, use my money when I'm older, potentially. So I'm just going to like doom spend and I'm going to spend it now while I have the chance, as opposed to, risking like waiting later on and potentially not being able to use it. And like, I don't know, have you ever heard of like doom spending or like
No, and not about this sort of thing, but of course I know the
doom
term.
scrolling?
Yes. So it reminded me of something, and I think it's very important, like for mental health. It's a nice thing to look at things like this from this perspective, because this thing that we are saying about experiences, now let's look at it from another angle. So if you have some cool t-shirt, maybe some expensive shoes, maybe a tie, maybe amazing cologne that was super expensive. Maybe it was a gift. Maybe you bought it and you were like, okay, I'm going to save this for a special day for someone special, someone who's going to appreciate it. I will wear this cologne, this fragrance on my very first date with like this certain girl, with this boy. And you keep like waiting for this moment. And this person never appears, like they never ask you out, and you never travel to the place where you were planning to use this exact thing to wear it. And especially with clothes, you are like, you change in your weight and your height, and it results into you not ever experiencing this like fabric on your skin, and you may even have to find somebody else to give this clothes to, because it's not of your size anymore. And the same goes for like other things, because they have some expiration date, even cosmetics. So I think that it's important to allow yourself to get the satisfaction from the moment, even if it's not something special for you today. You can make today a little bit special by adding this, by spicing it up with a new thing that is extremely pricey, but it makes you feel good. Again, it's like partially about experiences, but also about you learning to say yes to yourself and not trying to put off your own life. Because if you do wait for a certain moment, you're just not living the moment. And as we know, this like famous quote, "Carpe diem."
Oh, which is I've heard the quote before, and I honestly should know this, but I don't know what it means.
Oh, it's like literally live the moment, I think.
I thought it was a Catholic thing because we use Latin a lot, so I thought it was a Catholic thing, and I saw like some of my friends put that. But I think. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I just like found a meaning. Plug the day, but practically the same. The Latin phrase. Yeah.
I was gonna say that like I think that's helpful advice that you're saying, because like personally when I buy something like super expensive, like whenever I get the chance, like part of me is like kind of scared to like use it, because it's like the point is like I buy something that's super expensive and then it's like I never use it because it's like I think it's like so valuable, and like I'm kind of, as you said, like waiting for that right moment. and then it never comes. And then it's just like staying there. And then it's like, I guess like part of it is like the admiration, because it's like, well, like it's like super new and I still haven't opened it, but like the purpose is like to use it, like I bought it for a purpose to like fulfill something. And then it's just sitting there, and then it's like, I'm just not using it. But yeah, like to your point, I totally agree. And I think that's like good advice to say like yes to yourself.
Yeah, that's. I'm glad that we just agree on this, and probably it's a nice reminder to us and to our listeners that, well, if not today, then when? And yeah, the same like when people just decide to start a new hobby, to come back to training, to come back to learning something every month or every Monday. Especially, I think it's a big thing when they make those New Year resolutions. Have you ever made any?
I've made New Year's resolutions, but they always kind of like fall through. And like I was doing kind of good. I feel like I forgot what mine. Oh yeah, like I think my New Year's resolution this year was to live a more like ascetic life, which is like to I guess like orient the body to like the soul and stuff, to like kind of enter into like self-sacrifice, or like like essentially like self-sacrifice, and yeah, like living that like asceticism. And I had done it was going like super well for like the first like maybe 3 months, but then I kind of forgot about it, and like now it's June and it's like I'm kind of slacking, I'm not gonna lie. Do you remember what your like New Year's resolution was?
I think I didn't really like write anything down, but I still have time because I promised myself to travel somewhere alone.
The UK?
I know about my London trip, but it seems to be like falling apart. But well, if that doesn't happen, well, I still will travel to a new country abroad. I was thinking about, Montenegro, Serbia. So yeah, I have a few things. And the main idea is like me, again, getting this experience. So it's just, again, like searching for some options. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. That's my kind of
and
motto.
The other, I was going to say that like I'm kind of relating to that, because like I guess like I was working with this like agency, and there was like, like processing documents and stuff so I could get like a passport. And yeah, that's kind of like fallen through. Like, so I totally like relate to that. We'll see how that works out. Also, I do think Serbia would be like a super cool choice for you. And also Montenegro as well. I feel like, I don't know, because I know more people, or like I talked to more people from like Serbia at one point. And they were super cool. I really enjoyed them a lot. Shoot, there was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. I don't know. Do you have anything to like add so far?
I wanted to ask more about your situation and this document process. Like, have you paid for this already? And it doesn't look promising? Because in my situation, it's exactly how it is. And I don't know, it's so scary to trust other people when it comes to these matters, but you also understand that you wouldn't be able to do this like just completely.
Oh yeah,
yourself.
Like I've paid the people and they just haven't delivered. So I'll try to look for another routes. So, yeah, like, I mean, it's just money that was like set aside for this. So it's kind of like, it's not, of course it's like not good, but it's not like a super like big deal, at least like for me.
Yes, and also, which is kind of a nice thing, is that you don't have anything particular scheduled for certain months. Like, I know that this passport would help you come to Russia quickly.
Yes,
faster,
that's
right?
true. But I will also say that like I'm working on a visa. Oh yeah, I was going to ask if you could do an e-visa, but I don't know if that's going to be, if you're able to do that, because I know it's specific countries. But like I'm going to try to do a visa so I can go to Russia in the winter. Woo-hoo. So hopefully that works out well.
So you just like decided to travel here in winter, right? So summer is not an option anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now I'm just gonna wait it out. because it's like I have so many things like on my plate, and like it's preparing and planning and like growing the YouTube channels. And it's just like thinking and like honestly, it's just making a plan because there's like a lot of like moving parts right now, and I'm like arranging and coordinating stuff. But I'm definitely gonna go to Russia in the winter. And also because like one of my other friends said that they were going to go to Moscow. And so like right now I think they like live like close to Siberia, and they said they were going to go to Moscow for like winter because they wanted to take a trip too. So like I think my friends are going to go to Moscow, and obviously like you're there. So I don't know if I should say that out loud. Just looking forward to that.
It's fine. Moscow's big. Yeah. I'm just very excited for you. And I still remember my very first, I don't know, like impression that I got when I just listened to your audio months ago when you told me about your plans. And it sounded so big and so just, I don't know even how to put it into words because it feels so unbelievable, but also I know that it's coming, and it's kind of similar to how I feel about the podcast, but it's already happening. And I really hope that your stay here will bring you like those cool experiences that we just touched upon, because I'm sure like in Russia, you will find many things that you will want to splurge on.
And I was going to say too that whatchamacallit, that's when I go to Russia, like because I'm from Florida, I feel like I have this fear that like maybe there's not going to be any snow this year in Russia, and I'm going to be so sad because literally like I barely see snow, like, you know. Yeah. But I definitely think that like it's going to be like a great time in Russia. I'm going to like, yeah, like obviously there's like a lot of, as you said, like good food and like authentic food, and especially because you recommended like some place that and I told my friend about it, where it's like they had like this theme of like this one TV show. I don't know if you recall or like remember, but there's like a lot of like attractions and things like to do in like Moscow and stuff. So I am really looking forward to it.
Oh, I would like to just have just these pictures that I probably have shared with you. But there are so many places that are inspired by something like from pop culture. I remember we were talking about a vegan cafe, and also I'm looking through our chat, and I can see like we were talking about different eggs, like cooked in different styles. But I should also say one of the new things, well, it's like, yeah, I mentioned it before, in one of our messages. So I'm watching How I Met Your Mother. And here in Moscow, we have a pub that looks like the one where the main characters went to during like all the seasons, all 9 seasons or something. So that's, I think, incredible. I have pictures. And as you come there, the menu has like different names. Well, each meal has a name that is a reference to the episode, one of the episodes, and some sort of inside jokes. And also you see posters of these characters there.
All right. Sorry, everyone. We had technical difficulties here, but I figured we would close out the episode. So, Lisa, is there anything that you want to say before we wrap it up?
I just want to say that I really enjoyed this episode, and I think that no one expected to just end up talking about something that we just brought up, and it was really interesting, and I got to learn something new about you, which I actually was happy to hear, and it's such a great format.
This was like super awesome, and I was like, at first I was kind of like not like suspicious about it, but I was kind of like on the fence about it. But like definitely like getting started and getting it off the ground, like I'm definitely a lot more excited. And I think we're going to have like a lot of fun, interesting conversations, maybe some quizzes or like game shows, and maybe potential guests in the future. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so let's end it here. And there is something that we would like to say to our listeners, and this is the truth is out there. This is what we want you to remember.